Hello world, this is Madan Raj from Code Feature. What is up? So welcome back to my channel. In this is the part 2 of the chat app, in which we are going to integrate backend to front end. The front end was done in the first video. So talking about that first video, well, today I was not going to make the video kind of the way I'm speaking. You can feel like there is a problem on my tongue. I cannot speak properly, so I was not making a video. But uh, as I saw the bar go up this way, I thought like people are, you guys cannot see, right? So thought like people are enjoying this video, so thought let's uh, make the part 2 too. Okay, so yep, let's get started, right? So this is the last video in which we can log in, and after like pressing the dummy OTP, we can check our all stuff like all the users, and we can go to chat screen. There it is working, all perfect. So basically, one second. So in this video we need to integrate the backend to front end, right? So here what my plan is, we will start with creating a Firebase project and integrating with OTP, like how the OTP authentication will work, and we will start with basically the OTP. Okay, so I will just log out. I believe logout is not working yet, like it is not navigating. Okay, apart from that, let's start. So okay, I will take that here, advantage of multiple screen. So I will go to Firebase because there are some stuff which I cannot see, like cannot show. So basically go to Firebase and you just have to create one project. Okay, okay. So yep, this is basically the project, the app in the Firebase. Okay, so here you have to go into authentication, and first of all you will have to enable the phone. Here you can see you will have to enable this, and if you press this button, you can, like if you drop down button, if you press that, then you can add a dummy phone number and a specific OTP, so that you won't need a real SIM card to get the OTP and stuff like that. To avoid that problem, this is the solution, and also for testing purpose, this is the best way. Okay, so if you are asking how to create a new, how to integrate the app here, I will show you that. Give me some time. So just a second. This is the okay. Before doing that, let's start with provider. Okay, so what is provider? If you are asking me that, then provider is a state management library, or we can call it as an provider. I'm a provider. Okay, why is not suggesting? Okay, what is this? Okay, enough time pass. Okay, this is the package. So if we see, we can, like understand, we cannot understand by going through the documentation. We will need a whole separate video to understand, but I will tell you the basic flow in which you will understand. Okay, so first of all, I will copy the package name and install it in our in our project. So let's come here and boom, it's been done. So apart from that, do we need anything else? Let me cross verify it. Yeah, we will need Firebase auth, Firebase core, and shared service. Okay, shared preferences. So basically these are, I'm just copy pasting all the packages, and I will explain why why do we need each one of them. So the first one, Firebase auth, that will be help. Firebase auth and Firebase code, they both, like, first of all let's start with Firebase auth. Okay, so this Firebase auth is helpful to, it will help us for getting the OTP and verifying it that the OTP is correct or not, that stuff. Basically for authenticating. We can also use Google sign in or any other kind of authentication stuff, which are all provided here. Okay, then the Firebase core, that will be helpful for us to write something in the database. For example, I will show you the existing database. If you go Firestore database, here you can see there are two tables, we can say, or two collection in the Firebase world. So here there is some data, right? What it is and how that's been stored, we will see that in future. But that data, to access that place, we need Firebase core. Provider for state management. Okay, what is state management? So let's see, I will how can I explain? So basically there we have created the UI, right? Here you can see the auth screen, profile screen, and messages, chats, all UI is there, right? There are two ways, right? One, we can write our all API calls or all functions and logic, all basically the things which are not in the UI, we can do that in that same file, or we can do that in another file separately, so it will not affect each other, right? So to do that in another place and access it easily, we need provider or we need state management, and there are many other state management. So from that we are using only provider here. There is also block, on which I have created a basic video, you can check that out too. And there are many others, but the two famous are block and provider. So here we are using provider. Provider is kind of an easy, and I like this. Other than that, shared preferences. Shared preferences is kind of an see, we need some functionality. For example, if once the user is logged in, that app should remember, like every time we open WhatsApp or Facebook or any app, we don't need to log in again and again, right? Okay, so basically that app remembers us, like, hey, he already logged in. Even if the app get closed, we need something to remember. So basically creating a small mini database inside it, so that can be solved with shared preferences. We will use them, and that way it will be more clear. So basically this is it. So now our step is to integrate our app, our project, Flutter project, to our Firebase project. Okay, let's start with that. So basically we'll go here. I can go in project setting. There will be an option. So here you can, okay, so here there are already two existing apps. So that ChatApp, Medium, and this. So what I will do, I will just remove this app. So this is the ChatApp which we have seen the working demo in the first video, right? So this is that app. So let's keep that, and we can add as many apps in one project we need. Okay, so I have clicked on add app, and here we can select like iOS, Android, web app, and Unity too. Wow, great. So we will select for now Android. Okay, so here it is. So it's just like creating the first project, that's it. Okay, like creating the new one. So the first thing we need is the package of the app, right? Which we can access. Like there are many places to access it. I will access from the Android manifest file, which is com.example.chat I will just quickly check is my camera working or not, and turns out it is not. Okay, so what should I do? Should I correct my camera? Just a second, give me a second. I will try to connect the camera again. It is not right. Wait, just give me a few seconds. This is this camera. I don't want this. I want this one, which is, yep, it is working. Oh, you guys cannot see, I believe. Now, yep, it is working. Sorry for the time waste. So okay, I want myself to be in video, that's it. Like, doesn't matter if it takes time. So this is the package name. We can name this, name the app in the Firebase project. So what should we name? ChatApp YouTube. Do you have this kind of neighbors who keep making noises like idiots? I will kick them. So we can also, so apart from this, what do we need? While we are integrating the OTP, right? OTP thing. So again, this camera keeps getting shut. Okay, wait, leave it. I will just get it away, remove it. So here, if you see, there is an debug signing certificate SS key, which is optional, but in our case we will need that. Okay, so the thing is, here we need kind of an signature from our computer, so that way it will basically, if we are using any OTP authentication, we need to provide the SHA key, SHA1. Here you can see, right? Perfect. So let's to get that key, it's simple. I don't remember always, but I can get it. So I can get, so what can we search? Flutter, no, Firebase SHA key for Windows. Let's see this works or not. Also, yeah, I know the command, but I keep forget. So we will, yeah, this is the one. Signing report, we just have to use that command. So before, okay, so I will have to close this, and I can go into Android, and I can press, I can copy paste that command. Now I just have to press enter. That way I will get my debug sign in key, or whatever you can call, right? Okay, okay, I think I should keep myself this way itself. This is my laptop cameras. Okay, I want myself to be here. Okay, this is weird. I think I have to do like that. Perfect. So let's continue. Why is it taking some time? Let's wait, I guess. We'll drink some water. Okay, it is generating that. It will be an key. Here it is. So SHA1 key. I can copy that, and I can paste that here. Register app. Why is it taking more time? Yep. Now we have to put this file at one certain place. So what I can do, show in folder. Here it is. So where do we have to put? Here, if you see carefully, inside the app folder, I guess. Okay, so this is our app folder. So let's do that. So here is my file and I will drop inside the app. Boom, good to go. Perfect. Apart from that, what else do we need to do? Press next, and there are some stuff we need to copy paste, few lines. So let's go inside the project build.gradle. This one, no, actually this one. Inside the Android folder there will be a build.gradle, and there I think in the dependency we do need to put one. Yep, this one. I can just copy this line and I can paste that here. Perfect. Anything else? I think this line will also be there. Yeah, it is there already. So now we have to go inside app, and there will be build.gradle, and there again I think multiple lines are required. So I will just copy this for plugin and I can paste where all plugins are. Okay, apart from that, in implementation I believe there was one thing. Yep, this one. This is I think just to put the Firebase analytics. We don't need that. Like if it is a real full-fledged project, you should put it. Basically just copy paste it to get the analytics. We do need that. And this one. Okay, perfect. And next, continue to console. Yes, so I will go to Firebase database, and what I will do, I will just delete all of the stuff. That way once we put new data, it will be good, like it will be visible, like basically to give the first time experience. I will go in authentication. I will also delete all this login account. So once we log in first time, it will be there. So yeah, this is just like a new project. Okay, all stuff, all unwanted stuff deleted. I can keep that here, and I can close this both file, minimize the Android folder, and now it's time to code, baby. So let's start from where should we start? Let's start by creating a new folder which should be provider. So in this provider folder we will add all the provider related stuff. So basically we will define all of our functions here, and we will call that in the UI. For example, if they press on login button, press, like while clicking the login button, we will call that function from the provider. Okay, like that. So just a second. Wow. Okay, so let's create the first file. We will name that as user related stuff dot. Let me remove the stuff related calls, or maybe tasks. Perfect. So in this Okay, so here this is our empty file, so here we will create a class. Let's name it as an user related tasks with, this is the important provider part, so here we will say change notifier, and we will start our code. So first of all we will implement the OTP stuff, like we will while how the implementation of getting OTP and sending the authentication and stuff like that. Okay, so where should we start? So here we do need a Firebase auth, we can call that auth, and Firebase auth instance, I believe. Yep, instance. Okay, here you can see all two stuffs are imported. Instead of Cupertino I can say material, just to keep it. I want to make a video on like creating a Cupertino UI, like whenever in the Flutter we will use all the iPhone styles, like the apps which are in iPhone, they have a certain look, right? So we I want to create a UI which is just a Cupertino stuff, like. So do you guys want that kind of video or not? Let me know. So let's start with creating a function which will say, what it will be type of a future. So if you guys ask what is future is just there will be a certain task which will take time. For example, I will show you, wait. So future, and what should we name it? OTP verification, I guess. Yep. And in this we want phone number and also the context, and it will be kind of an async future. What are those? I will explain you in some time. So here I will have to initialize it, like in Firebase. Okay, initialize app. Okay, here I think I have to import the Firebase core. Yep, this is just for initializing it, the Firebase, and then any phone number, like this is the phone number, right? So what we can do here is, I can say whatever the number I am getting, put it plus 91 at first, and then that existing phone number. Okay, because Firebase wants every number with the country code. Okay, and now I'm going to perform the task. For that it will be kind of an await. So after that function we need it basically, wait 1 second. So let me call the auth dot verify phone number. Boom, this is all magic stuff. Just a second, I will put a semicolon, that way it will break down into the lines. And here if you see, let me check if all recording is going fine. It's been 24 minutes and yep, it's all fine. So here if you see, there are 5 things we need to provide. Okay, the first is phone number, second is verification completed, that will be a function. Verification failed, for example, what are those? I will explain you. Verification completed, that is when the OTP is entered correct. So after the verification is done, what should we need to do? We have to specify that in this function. Same goes with if the verification is failed. Same goes, this will trigger when OTP has been sent to that given number. So we can say like OTP has been sent to provide that message, right? And here code auto retrieval timeout, that will be like kind of a timeout stuff. And also we need to add one more thing, which is I guess timeout. Okay, and here we can specify the maximum time, which is 1 minute, which is 60 seconds, whatever. So here what we can do, here they are all the callbacks. You can see if you hover above it, you can see the verification completed. You will get the phone auth credential in return. Okay, so you can specify that auth credentials. Okay, and that to be in verification completed auth credentials and context and phone number. Basically this is the function we need to create yet, we haven't created yet. Okay, phone number. Perfect. So I will create that function here, which will be verification completed, and boom, right? So what can I do? I can just copy paste this stuff here, and also what I can do is I can say auth credential to know to specify the type of that variable, and then we can specify all of it. Let's do that. Like, so this is the context, right? Build context, this will be just a string, that's it. Okay, so inside this we have to do some things. So wait, let's create a variable which will say it is an user. Okay, so so here we will say it is an we will like it will be an asynchronous. So here what we can do, we can say future await and auth sign in with credential, and we do have the credential auth credential, and then in return we will get Firebase object which will be and value dot user. So what is user, if you ask? Good question. So user is like an whenever we log into the Firebase gives us something, user ID and other properties which we cannot, like, which will be empty. So in this case, for example, if you need to access those, you can press like user dot display name, email verify, because those are all empty. But here the only thing we want is UID, which we will get randomly by the Firebase. Okay, that is kind of an identity of that specific user. Okay, that is perfect. So here what we will say, if user not equal to null, so if it is not null, then we need to perform something, right? So we will say user ID. Why is this? Okay, instead of that I can just, okay, here we need to create one more function which will be common in certain tasks. So let's wait. Here we need to call that function. Okay, so let's call that login user. So inside this we have to pass user dot UID and the phone number and the context. Okay, perfect. So it's not been defined yet, so let's go and create that function, right? here it is. So this is the function. Here I'm getting UID, phone, number and context. Perfect. So we will use them. Where do we use them? Okay, to make the flow, like I will start some background music so that you know it feel good. So I can this is good. Okay, so here I think this is enough. Okay, so enough of that. So here let's start with so once this is the function where we will take if the user is successfully authenticated. The case for that is if the user is authenticated, we will get the UID. Okay, for that's why this is the function we go to. If we perform any type of authentication, we can use this function for that common. For example, in this case we have only phone number login, right? But most of the app need phone number authentication, Google, Facebook and all other stuff, Apple, sign in with Apple, sign in with Google and stuff like those. So for that we create this function and we can call this function for every other authentication. That's why I'm creating this function here, or else we can just do that same stuff inside this itself. But we will have to use this use this function two places. If we need to perform a certain task more than once in programming, we need to create that function separately and we can call that everywhere. So that's what I am doing here. Okay, so let's start. So first of all, this is the place where user will be taken from login screen to chat screen, right? So this is the place where we need our app to remember, hey, remember this user, it is logged in. So second time if they open the app, we can switch directly into the chat screen instead of asking them to log in again. Am I speaking too much? So here I will have to say shared preferences, and I can call that as a pref preferences for shortcut, and I can say shared preferences dot instance, I get instance. Perfect, right? Okay, here this also will be the async. So okay, I forgot to explain the async and await. So see, sometime for example, this is the perfect scenario in which I will say, for example, preferences dot get string, okay, UID, and okay, instead of get we need to set it, right? Sorry, so we are setting it, right? So we have to do this stuff. That's it. This is kind of a variable name and value of it. That's it. Okay, so here what is async and await? So sometime in programming we need to do a certain task and we don't know for the CPU. Okay, so CPU don't know when it will be executed or when it will be completed. So most of the code gets executed at a time, like boom 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 boom, like one like this line, it will be executed on the way. But some code, for example, here if you see sign in with credential, here we are using await, right? So it will send a request to the Firebase server and in return it will get something. So he don't know the speed of my internet, so like he don't know how much time it will get that it will take to get that information. So for that we are saying, hey, until it's get completed, wait here, like wait for it to complete. Okay, so that's where we use await, and if we are using await we need asynchronous. For example, if I remove async, you can see the error, right? So that's why async, await and future, they are all this they are all for this reason. Okay, so I believe that is done. So apart from that, I think I should increase my speed. So here I will create a variable which will say already user. Okay, so here I will say await and Firebase fire store. Again here I have to import something, I guess, something. Firebase Firestore instance, Firebase Fire Store instant. Like, why is this is the problem? Sometimes the import doesn't work. So I believe I just have to import the Firebase core, but it is already there. Why then? What is the problem? Cloud Firestore. I think it's not there. One package is missing, bro. So that will be Cloud Firestore for Firestore. The core is for other stuff. Sorry for my wrong explanation. So it will work now, I guess. We have to wait. Okay, here it is. So Firebase instance and then dot collection, and in this we are basically we are checking if that user is present in the in the database or not. That's it. So here I can say user, and here I can say doc. The document ID will be the UID, and I can wait. First of all, I will code that, and then it will be easy to to understand. Okay, so till that, just type with me. So I will use that variable here equal to value dot data. Perfect, I guess. Yep, perfect. I'm always perfect. This is the case. Here I will say date time now equal to date time dot final. Okay, date time dot now. So here basically I am getting the current time, and now if already user is not equal to null, that means it should work if it is null. So yep. So here I will perform a certain entry in the Firebase. So I will say Firebase Fire Store instance dot collection. Basically I am creating a collection here. User dot, I'm creating a new entry. I'm like putting new thing in the database. I will say doc. The document ID will be UID, and I'm saying set here. Okay, perfect. So here I can say UID, and with that I can say phone number, and what else? Name. For now a user profile will be empty. This is the basically I'm creating a profile here, and profile what else? Sorry. Profile pic. It should be profile pic, and then date on which the user was created, for just my reference. Now perfect, and I can put a semicolon there, Okay, so what else do we need? If it is null, then this. Perfect. I can say navigator dot push replacement, and here I can say material page route, and here I can say context. In this context I will have to call that chat screen, which was this chat screen. Boom, all good to go, right? Perfect, I guess. Yeah, so 1 second, I will explain here. Like I will go over, like I will go through this function again. So I'm setting whatever this UID is, like whenever the user is logging in, I am storing permanently the UID of that user. Okay, and then I'm creating a variable already user. Okay, so by default it is null, and I will execute this. So it will check in the Firebase, it will go inside user, inside this UID, it's like UID, and it will, so every user has an unique UID. Okay, so it will check with that UID. If that UID is present, then in return it will get something. For example, in this case is value.data, so it will get inside this already user. So here now, if here I get something, that means that user is already there. So that means we don't need to perform any of this task. So if the user is not there, then it will be null. So if it is null, then initialize this user, like provide create a new user. Basically this is just to create new user. Okay, and either this happens or not, we need to navigate the user to next screen. So this is perfect, I think. Yeah, so our login function is been created. Now the other three things we need to do here. So let's start. So here for the verification fail, for verification fail also I will get auth exe exception, which will be verification failed. Am I even visible? Yeah, I am. So verification failed, and in which there will be two things: exe authentication exception and the context. Why do I need context there? I don't remember. Let's see. I will define that function now. I'll just copy paste, that way it is easy. And I don't need actually the context here. Okay, this function will be called when the OTP is entered wrong or any kind of error is there, then this function will run. Okay, so I can say Firebase auth exception, and here I can say auth exception auth exception, and I can just call that. I don't need the context. For now in this video we don't need that, right? So here I can say we can just print it. We can print it or show a like a pop-up, hey, login failed with some reason. But for now we will not show that. That will require another 2-3 functions. So auth exception, I will just print that. That's it. It should print to string. Okay, good to know. So this function is also done, and now there is one more, which is SMS code sent. So this is a function. Okay, here in return we will get a verification ID. That is the important one, and I will get the code, I guess. So here I will have to say SMS code sent, and in that I can just pass the verification ID and code, right boss. So this is also a small function only. So here it is verification, small but important. Okay, verification ID and the code. Perfect. And what else do we need? So here in this I will create a global variable which we can say anything, I guess, or a string. It should be string. So let's create a variable SMS verification ID. Okay, and we will what we will do, we will call that here SMS verification ID equal to verification ID. Why do we need that verification ID? I'll tell you in some time, because you might be thinking like no wait, I will explain. So that is been done. Now the last part, which is not actually last part, but yeah, for the second last part. So here this is code auto retrieval timeout. This will be triggered when wait, I will show you. It will be better to show verification ID, and I can call that code auto retrieval time out. Quite a big name for a function, right? And verification ID, boom, good to go. So here I will define that again, code auto, come on, I will just copy paste this, and here I can say verification ID, and I can start my stuff here. So basically same thing, I don't know why, but same thing. Oh, this is okay, I will I remember now, I will tell you. So apart from this we need to, so here you can see these all functions are working fine, right? But apart from that we do need one more function. So see, here you can see this verification completed, right? So in this you can see like in return we are getting user and we are using it to login. But this will be triggered when, for example, if my phone is there, in that phone itself I have my SIM, and then once I press the phone number I will get the OTP in that phone itself. Then it will auto fetch the OTP and then this function will run. But sometime what happens, our the OTP we get, the OTP which we get are on another number, another phone, so we have to manually type it, right? So for that manually typing stuff we need one more function, so which we will create here. So the name of that function was sign in with OTP. Yes, we can call that. I think after this function we need to call, or maybe here itself. Okay, so sign in with OTP. Sign in with OTP. Here I can say what do we need? SMS code, the OTP which user will enter, the phone number, and the context as usual. So let's start. Auth credential, auth credential, and this kind of a variable, and here I can say phone auth provider, yep, provider, and with credential. Okay, here I will provide the credential. This is basically manually getting the user. Okay, so here this is the verification ID, right? So this is where we will need SMS verification ID which we have created, right? And this is the SMS code, and I guess that's it. No await. Wow, good. I thought we do okay. So apart from that, variable, oh, we will need that now. So user await, basically I can just copy paste it, right? Why should I type again? Basically that same stuff here. Instead of auth credential, I think it is singular. Yep. So perfect. Now the only thing here is, wait, I will show you. So awesome, right? I think I should keep my phone ulta so that I will not be distracted. So I believe that's it. Okay, one small thing is pending, so that we will do as we need that variable, so that way it will be more clear. So I think I will have to Flutter run, and let me go to login screen. So here till now what we have done, let's make it work. So this is the login button, right? So this is the important one. So let me see how did I implement it. Easy only. So here basically I will use the okay, apart from that, so see, this is the provider, right? This is basically the provider. So if I want to access this function, I will have to pass it in the parent widget. And what is the parent widget? The widget where it all started, and that will be in the main.dart. So this is the place where it all started, right? So here I will have to start from. So let's start. It will be kind of a weird one, but let's see. So here, instead of returning material app, what I will do, I will just wrap this with the widget, okay? And that will be multi provider. Perfect. And that will come from the provider itself. It will be given us by the provider. Okay. And what else do we need? There will be a variable called provider, the property called providers, and in this we just have to specify every time we create a new provider. For example, this is here, right? So we just have to call that here. That will be change. The calling is little bit different, so we just have to do this and do this and do this. We just have to import it also, and boom, it is perfect, right? I will break it down. Yeah, that way it looks more clear. So basically instead of passing it to the passing it from here this screen to another, like instead of passing on to each widget, what provider does is, so basically in this class I have created one function, right? So I have, like, it's like a river, I have poured it, like it is a flow. So this is the first widget, right? So in this, if I want to, every other widgets are inside this material app. For example, if we go to login screen, and then we can go to the chat screen. So even if like in whatever screen, I can directly access the variable, for example this SMS verification, or maybe the function of that class. That is the real power, or to be fancy in words, that is the state management. That's it. Okay, this will be kind of an weird or uncomfortable at starting, but as usual for every other thing, like every other thing, we just have to get used to it. Okay. So where was I? So yeah, this has been enabled. So here I just have to call that function, which is this auto OTP verification. Okay, so to call that function, like we just have to type few more words, extra words, that's it. Here I can say provider of, and also I will have to import the provider, yep, of context, and here I can say listen to false, and also here I can say what is the type of this, user related tasks. Okay, and now if I press dot, I can access all the things which are in that class. So here I can say OTP verification, and in this I just have to pass those magical stuff. So phone controller, I believe, right, dot text, and what else do we need? That's it. This is that simple. Okay, so I think this is cool. Perfect. I think this is enough. Let's well, we will have to also implement the manual OTP thing. Okay, so this is once the phone number has been entered, and if they press on login, all the OTP will come on that phone number. But in our case, as we are using the dummy one, so here there is for the pin, like once we press on login, so we are entering the 6 digits, right? So once that's been filled, and there is an auto function which will be on done. Once that 6 boxes are filled, what do we need to do? So here, instead of navigating it, I will just comment that, and I will just easy, where is it? I will just call that, not that exactly, I will change that, 1 second. Instead of calling OTP, what I can call, I can say sign in with OTP. Okay, and here I can pass the value as the code, and the phone number controller. Why do we need that? Okay, oh, we do need that. Okay, text and the context. Okay, perfect. So here there is one problem, I guess. Is there? Just a second. Actually there is no problem. Perfect. There was one scenario, but I think I have skipped that. So I think this should work. Let's oh wow, is there any problem? I can say Flutter clean, and I can wow, my stupid emulator is not working now. Come on, I think I will have to kill you. And also perfect, so that's been closed. Perfect, right? Let me see, it's already been 1 hour. Good to know. I can start the emulator again, and the errors are like I just have to run Flutter run, it will go away, all of it. Never panic while coding. You should never panic. I think I just have to wait for few seconds. Cheers with water. There is real pain in my tongue. It's paining. I think there is a problem with the emulator. It keep getting, like, I just have to wipe it every time, like clean the, basically I have to factory reset it. So I will wait for some time, I guess. Can I go to home page? Stupid. I will just close this. I will run the another emulator. Let's see that will that work or not. Okay. I got few calls. I got few messages, few mails. Wow. Usually no one calls me, but when I do other work, then I get calls, and I think same happens with you. Instead of drinking all at a time, I like to take sips. I think this will be working. Yes, this is working. Little bit lagging, but it's okay. So I believe I can just type Flutter run. This should work. Okay. So if once the login has been working, other part, like there is still more stuff to do. Let's see. Creating this type of project or creating this type of video takes like 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, or even sometime 5 hours. So I like to come live better than recording a video and uploading it. So let's see. For this I think it's enough but for the second one, I think that will be a clone of TikTok. So the focus of that will be stable, like how to implement the video stuff, like so implementing the video in Flutter. So let's see how that goes. Right, for that I think I will come live. Okay, this emulator is quite big. Yeah. Wow, I'm getting an error. Oh, that is some bad news. But what would be the error? If graphic went wrong. Unable to delete. Oh, this is that. Okay, so whenever we type Flutter clean, our build folder should be deleted. Okay, and it is not. So for that we have to do it manually. Then that happens sometime, I believe, while it's generating sometime it randomly happens in Flutter, specifically in my system. So I will have to delete it manually. I have to give it a permission to, I don't know why, but I have to. So yes, and once that's been deleted, it will work. Yeah, delete permanently. Come on. Yep, that was the reason. Come on, not Flutter clean. Yeah, Flutter run. Come on. Let's do one more thing. In the main dot until that runs, in the main dot we need to perform certain task, a new task. So what do we need to do? Whenever this is the place where it will be executed, like if this is the place where we have to check if the user is already logged in or not. If it is not logged in, then we have to take that user to the login screen. If it is logged in, then we have to navigate it to the chat screen. Okay, so that magic stuff we have to do it here. Many people faces this problem. So here let me first convert this widget into stateful, and then what I can do, I can create a list which will say screens, and I can put both screens in this. For example, login screen and chat screen, right? Chat screen, perfect. And now there will be one more variable which will say, it will be type of an integer, which will say selected screen equals to, by default it should be 0. Okay, so if we need to access the login screen, then we can say 0. If we need to access the chat screen, we can say 1. Okay, wait a second, you will get it. So here we need to perform a check. So we can say check user already logged in. I know the it's too big, the name of the function is too big, so we will be using here the shared preferences. Okay, shared preferences, and equals to shared preferences dot get instance. Yeah, perfect. And here it will be await, and now I can access that variable. Remember, for example, I can say variable uid equals to ref dot get string. While logging in, we have used 1 second, I will show you here. Here we are setting a string. Okay, so that means we are defining a variable which is uid, and we will call that here. So get string, and we can call that same variable name here. Okay, wow, my system is hanging. I think I should give some time to it. Okay, so this is perfect. Here one thing you need to see, if there is that variable, then it means a user has logged in, right? And if in return we get null, then it is not. So if uid is not equal to null, then we have to set state. We have to call that set state, and we can say selected screen equals to 1. That's it. This is simple, right? And here we can call init, and what is init? For example, there is one screen. In this case, whatever here, that is the screen, right? So even before that, once this material app is being executed, before showing it onto the UI, something should happen before that. Okay, so to happen before that, this is the function we call. So if you want to know this life cycles of the widgets, then there are separate videos of many great videos. You can search that. So this is how it will work. So I can call that function here, and then it will work. So the last thing which we need to do is I will call this here, and I can say selected screen. Perfect, right? And boom. Wow, there are many errors. Something bad is happening. I think I should first run the app and then proceed with other code, because if there is one big problem, then we have to first solve that, right? Come on. Come on, waiting in video is quite annoying because the length of the video is getting, well, you guys can skip, like press forward, like speed it, right? You guys can skip it, but there is one error. Fuck. Merge debug assets, and that is unable to delete the desktop YouTube stuff. Again, this is the problem where it is pointing me to. Let's see. Let's wait for some time, I guess. Until that, I can start lo-fi music, right? Spotify Premium is super good. Come on, it should run. Let's see. Oh, I should also delete. Oh, it's been already deleted. Perfect. Firebase. I believe there is a problem with Firebase. I think there is problem. Let's see what it is. So first of all, I will make it full screen, and I will zoom in, and Come on, man. Have I missed something here? Or maybe... Wait. I think... Okay, this is correct. This... I will verify it with my... this file. Okay, this is also perfect. And come on, man. This perfect only. Okay, lastly, I think there can be problem with packages sometime. Calling it before Cloud Firestore, I think. Well, that is a weird way, but let's see if that helps or not. Okay. I will delete again. Okay, instead of deleting, let me try this. What can be the problem? Now I will have to edit the video. Okay, so what I will do is I will pause the recording and let's see when it's been resolved. Okay, so luckily there is an option in the OBS studio to pause it, so I will get back with it. Okay, so I believe now it will not happen. I just have closed and opened it again. Okay, so here is our first error. I just have to import it. Come on. Perfect. Now I can Flutter run it. Was so waste of time. Okay, but now finally we are again on the pace, so I think I will have to, should I create another video or should I continue? I think I should continue it. Should complete it in 2 parts itself. Let it be long. Okay, until it's run I will pause it. Okay, finally so it is working. So the problem was I have to call Firebase initialize before anything gets started or any Firebase stuff is being called. So this is how I am calling in main.dat file. I am in the main function itself. I am first ensure initialize widget binding, and then I am calling this, and then it's been done. So yep, that's all good to go. Now let's test it. So I will again restart the app, that way I can test it. Wow. Okay, I believe it is working. So we will try, so what we can do, we can try our dummy numbers. So I do remember one of it, 2 2 3 3 4 4 5 5 and 6 6, and I'll press on login, and then it should work. Let's see. So in the terminal we can see the difference. So yep, a source fail. Yep, it is working then. So Google will check if I'm a robot or not, and then we are good to go. So it will just verifying you are not robot. You bet I'm bet. Come on, be fast. Yep, and the OTP is, remember, 1 2 3 4 5 6, and it should take us to the chat screen. So we will see. Boom, hi-fi. Which camera? This hi-fi. So basically our login functionality is working. So if we try that again, so if I open the app again, it should directly take us to the chat screen instead of login screen. So let's see that. Boom, it's done successfully. So yep, good to know. Let's see. So what else do we need to do? So I'll bring up my to do thing here. So what here I can do, let's define our task. So the first thing, now OTP is done, right? The second thing which we need to do is OTP auth, and the second thing which we need to do is load profile data, and then load chats, and and then what we can do, the texting feature. Okay, so the first one is done, right? So what we can do, we can just script. What we can do, we can cross that. Okay, quite hard to find a specific word at a specific time in English. So that is done. So now we need to provide we need to do this stuff, which is profile data. Okay, here if we come, there should be profile data. So let's go to our Firestore, and we can see our data would have been stored. So here you can see user, this is the user ID, so and this is our user. So here I can let's say my name is Mother, or let's say for YouTube purpose, let's put code future. And in profile pic, what I can do, I can go to pixels, and I will take one photo. Which photo? This one. Copy image address, and I will just put it here. Good to know, right? Perfect. And also if you go to authentication, there also you can see this authentication has worked. That's why here is our number. So let's start with our profile data. Okay, so I don't need that. In user related call, we will go below at the bottom of it, and let's create a function which will basically fetch all the user information. Okay, so before doing that we need to create a helper class. Okay, so let's go to an helper class. It's too small, so I will just copy paste it. So we have to go here. I can press profile dot and here I can copy paste this. So this is the user ID, profile pic, and phone number and the name of the user. Perfect. So we will need that. Why? You will get it in some time. So first of all, let's create a variable and getter and setter also. Okay, this is the code I have written for my testing, so it's chill. We can remove that, and apart from that, let's create a variable here. So that variable will be type of an profile, and we can say user info equals to, and we can put some data. I think we cannot define it as a null, so I think we have to give it some basic information. So that will be, so I can say profile pic, for now nothing, name nothing, and I think that's enough, right? So I think this is enough. So now what we can do, we will use that thing. So what I can do, I can just minimize all the function here. Okay, yep. So let's get started. What should we name our function? So we can name our function get profile data, and in this it will be an asynchronous, because okay, here because we are accessing shared preferences. Okay, so I can access shared preference like this, and I can say variable uid equals to preferences dot get string, and it will be uid, right? So with that I can say await firebase firestore dot instance. I can create no, I cannot. Okay, so instance, I can say collection, and in this collection it will be user, and the doc will be the uid, and I can get, and then what else can I do? So also I can say here data, just for temporary variable storage, and I can do here is then in that I will be getting value, so I can store that inside that data variable, and then I can say value dot data. I believe this is perfect, right? So yep. So apart from that, we will call that variable which was user info equals to profile, and here we can put all our information. For example, what was here we can say data, which is this data, and we can access that by using name and also phone. Okay, instead of typing all of it, I will just use this. Okay, perfectly, it is working. Now this we need to access this variable, right? This user info variable at any screen, but in our case at profile screen, right? So this is okay, but now we need a getter to get this. Okay, so for that what we can do, we can say, hey, let's create a getter, right? So I can say get user info, and here I can say user info. Perfect. So this I just have to call this and it will call this. Perfect, right? So this is a getter. So whenever this gets whenever this function gets called, this variable has been changed, right? So whenever this has been changed, I need to notify it. So it's like sending a notification all over the app, hey, this variable has been changed, or kind of a set state, if you guys know what set state is then. Okay, so that's it. This is this simple. So now what you have to do, let's see what's my plan is. I believe I will call that, yep. So let's go inside the chat screen. So from now we don't need, yeah, so we will go inside the chat screen. So chat screen is the first screen where our app will open, right, once the user is logged in. So we will come here, and here inside the init, I guess init, right? Yes, inside the init. Why is it not suggesting me? Here inside the init we will call that function here. Okay, so yep, provider. I will also have to import the provider, right? First of all, provider of, and that same stuff, same magic stuff. Here I have to say, is my profile, yeah, it is all perfect. So here I have to say user related task, and now I can just call get profile data. Okay, so now you guys will be thinking, why do we need to call here? We can call that if the user go to the profile screen, then we can call it, right? But what I'm saying is it should be preloaded, like once they go it should not load, it should be there like instant. For that effect, I will call that function here, and I will call that getter inside the profile screen. Okay, so let me go there. Where is it? Here it is. So log out and yep, this one. So this is the profile screen. Here I will create a variable which will be same as that one, like user info. I just have to import this thing, this profile class, and here I will call a function, predefined function, which is did change dependency. So this is being called whenever this is the magic stuff. This is what I like about provider. So here you can see user info equals to provider, come on man, suggest it. Yep, provider, stupid, it's just irritating when it should work and it don't. Provider of, yep. So here I just have to call user related task, and here I can say get user info. Okay, so basically this is the getter, right? So this will be called whenever notify listeners been triggered, and this will trigger this user info, and this user info will trigger this get info. It is like that, like notifying it. So whenever we use notifier and that variable being used inside that notifier, that function, whole function will work. Pretty cool, right? So this is perfect. Now I just have to call them here. So I can just say here, instead of this whole big string, I can just say user info dot, come on man, user info dot profile pic, right? And same goes with the profile name. Instead of your display name, here we can show user info dot name. Okay, and we can also show the phone number, right? Let's do that. Instead of status, here I will show user info dot phone number. Awesome. I will restart it, restart the app, and we can see our magic. So let's see. There will be many noise of traffic now because it's the peak time of the day, and the place where my house is very noisy. Oh wow, did inherited what happened? Okay, I guess, is this the problem? This should not be the problem. Oh yep, so because we are calling here just the function, so it should not be listening. So by default it is true. Mosquito, I think. So because by default it is true, it will keep on listening, and if we need to keep on listening, we need to put that in a did dependency change, not in init. Okay, so because we are just calling the function and that's it, we are not listening here. We have to tell him, hey, don't listen, like that. Weird, right? Awesome. Let's see this time what else surprise can we get. So let's see. Come on, man. Yeah, the home page is there. I think unhandled exception, not a subtype of string. I think there is one error. So user related 106, line number 106. Oh, I believe the variable name, this n should be capital. This has been changed, right? So yep, name and phone number also has been changed, the variable. Oh wow, so much noise. So I think I will stop recording the video once I complete this, and we'll continue night when the noise is less and I have some other important work, so I will complete that and will continue. So apart from that, now it should work, right? Profile piece. So you can see here the name of the fields should be same. So that's why that was the problem. Let's restart and let's see again what else can we see. Can we get the error? We should get in the habit of solving the problem again and again, or we should always expect the errors, so that way we are never disappointed. Yeah, so I will go to profile now, and once I come here you can see my profile picture, my code feature name and the phone number. Good to know, right? Awesome. Apart from that, what else should we implement? So we can implement the logout functionality, right? So logout functionality will be real simple. Here I can say log out, I guess. Yep, async, and in this it will be calling the shared preferences, and pref equals to shared await shared preferences dot get instance, right? And here I can say preferences dot remove or clear, maybe. Yeah, clear. I can clear it or I can remove it. So by clear it will clear all the variables, and by remove I can remove specific variable. So I'm just clearing it, and here I can say nah, aggregator dot push replacement, and inside that I can say material page route, and in the builder I can say context, and I can say login screen, and I believe that's it, right? Perfect. So if I call that function on the click of logout, which is here, it should work properly. I will refresh and I will press logout. Let's see if it is working. Well, provider kinds of work funny way. If we refresh, all the data will be lost, so I will have to go onto the another screen and I will get back here. So it is again there, so I will have to click on logout and boom, it should work. And once now if I restart the app, it should not take me to the chat screen, instead it should take me to the login screen. It should keep me in the login screen itself, yeah, which is working, right? Perfect. So what I will do, I will log in again. Come on 222 333 445566. Perfect. Apart from them, so load profile data has been done. So what do we need other than that? We need load chat. We will load chat, we will do that here, and then the texting feature we will do that in another video. Okay, that I will record tonight and will upload tomorrow. This video will be uploaded just now once it's been completed. So I can say now 1 2 3 4 5 6 perfectly, it will work. So now what else do we need? I think we should be, yeah, so here now we will be needing to create a new provider, which we can call that as in like chat msg message provider dot dat, right? And here I can say class chat message provider with change notifier, and we are good to go. So let's create a variable which will be list of profile. Let's say all users equals to boom this, and I have to import the profile, right? And I will create a getter also, get all users equals to all not equals to arrow mark all users. Perfect. So now I just have to create a function where I have to get all the users and store it inside it, and boom, it's all good to go. So let's name our function as future get all chat users, okay, and asynchronously. So here I can say all users, that same variable equals to empty. First we have to confirm that variable is empty, and then because sometimes it can append, like if there will be some data and it will just add it, because in below we are going to add, so that's why here I can say list data, just a variable, and here what I can say await firebase firestore dot instance dot collection, but here it not going to be same user, and here I can say get, and instead of doc I am just getting all of the documents, and then I just have to use then. Sometime the programming languages has been like so, as we go into as the time passes, the programming languages are very coming close to the English language, like then and things like those, right? So here I can say data equals to this empty, and data equals to value. I can like skip that thing. I have done here for specific reason. So value dot docs, and all of the document will be here. It will be a list of docs. Come on, why? I think there is an error. Semicolon is an error. Why? Sometimes programming languages are get all list of document in the snapshot. I think data equals to now. Yep. Oh, this arrow, stupid. This arrow function, yeah, got it. So yeah, that's why we don't need this, and now we can. Okay, sometimes small things matters, can create a big mess. So here I can loop it. This is a list, so I can just loop it through. So while looping it, what I can say, all users dot add, and here I can say profile, and in this profile I can say for name element name, and for other stuff too I will just copy paste it from here. I think you guys know what does this mean, so yep. So, but for profile here it will be profile pic UID, and the phone number P will be the capital, and I guess all others are perfect only. So this is the information, and after that's been done, we can say notify listener. So this is the perfect, right? And also here we can add a, that I think we should, because here in the chat screen it will show us every user, and in that every user we are also there, right? So we will eliminate that. So what I can do here is I can just call the shared preference and get my UID. I will import this, and I can get my UID, and this should not work if element UID is not equals to UID. So if it is same it will not work, and if it is not same it will work. So this is the condition I am applying it. That way I will like in WhatsApp we don't see, in WhatsApp or Instagram everywhere we don't see ourselves, right? Like our profile there, or we cannot text to ourselves, right? So that's the thing, and apart from that we are all good to go. So let's see. Also I will have to implement this thing in the main.dart, so that way it can enter the flow. So here you can see that here we can add as many provider as we want. So what come on. Okay, and this is the name we need here, and we can import that. Perfect. Okay, so apart from am I using apart from that too much, the sentence apart from? Okay, so here we will come here where in the chat screen. So here first of all we will have to call that function provider of, and the context is okay. Here I can say chat message provider, and I will have to say listen false. Whenever we call any function, we have to make it false, and we can say get all chat users. Perfect. Or the best way will be, it can be done in before in the init itself, right? That way it will be more fast, right? So I will call that here. Let's see how does this goes. Is there any error? No, I guess. Yep, so this is all good to go. Now here I just have to call that variable. So that variable will be will be all users. Yep, same kind of like here also I will call a variable, make a variable which will be all users. I can call that, and I can use that in did change dependency, and I can say all user equals to provider dot of context. In context we can say chat message provider, and I can say here get all users, and that will be inside all users. Okay, and now what we can do, the magic part comes here. So here what we can say all users dot length, and what else, we will have to pass one thing that will be okay. Let's see, the length will be 0. So what I can do, I can log out and log in with another user. Okay, so let me go here in the authentication. I want to see that another user credential, which was 3322114488. 33221148. I will log out. I can say here 332211. I forgot. 3322114488. 4488, and I can click on login. Perfect, right? Let's wait. It's been triggered. It will go there. We can add loader there, but if you guys want me to add loader and complete this whole app, like updating the profile and getting the online status from the user, like if the user is online, then it should like full complete app, then comment, like give me some views and likes and things like that. So if it is worth it, then I will surely make this kind of things. So yep, that is working. So now if I go here, yeah, the data is, ouch, my mic is giving me shock. Wow. Okay, so I can go here, sorry, not here, and I can, there will be 2 users now. So one was code future, and here I can say it is user 2, and for profile, we will put another one. Video is being too long, right? 2 hours. So I can copy this image URL, I can put it in this thing, and I think I'm good to go. So if I come here and come here, it will reload again, and now I should get the profile name and all. We are good to go, right? So now the another thing which was, yeah, the length, right? Oh, the length should have worked. Why it is, oh, okay, the length should have worked. Let's see, what I'll do, I will reload again. Let's see. I will restart again. Oh, for that I have to go. Make sure app is under your multi-provider. Yeah bro, it is perfect. Oh, yeah, that is the problem here. Yep, that's why I cannot call provider here, because after this only this can be accessible. Before this we cannot access those. Well, kind of a good lesson to learn. So I will call that here itself. It will work smooth only. Okay, have I cut paste or copy pasted? Cut paste. Okay, it should work now. Let's see. So there should be one user. Okay, another exception. Failed assertion line, field is string, supporter, field is string, file mismatch. What the hell is this? Line number 20. In the provider there is an error. Where is the provider? Here it is. And we can say it's all fine, right? Line number was 20. Oh snap, it should never be like this. What a stupid people. I am the stupid one. I'm feeling hungry now. I will go now. But we'll like small work is there, we'll complete that. The at least this functionality we will complete that, and then I will go. So is there any more messages to me? Wow, many calls and stuff. Okay, boom, you can see there is one user, right? So but that user profile and name is not correct, right? So we will pass that now. So what we can do here is let's see what the here we can stateless. It isn't stateless, so do we need a stateful? No, I don't think so. Here we can say it should be of an profile and person, we can say, right? And I can import that, and then I can do this here. I can mark this as in required okay, so that way I will have to pass that, and we can pass that. So here what was it? A person, right? Yeah, person. And in this all I have to just pass is all user index. Boom, that's it. So that particular index will be, particular user will be sent here, and now always as usual we can call that here. So widget dot, oh, we can directly access it because it is not stateful, right? So I can just say profile dot person. It was person, come on, person dot profile pic. It should work. And now I have to go here and I have to replace the name, person dot name, person dot name. Boom. So I will restart because refreshing will affect the provider. Whenever we use provider, it's that this is kind of a side effect. This happens because of the dependency change. If you guys remember, if I just press refresh, it will make a problem. That's why. So that was I was referring that. So let's see. code feature and profile is loading. How awesome is that? I want to code this at a one go, like the last functionality which is pending is just to text to each other, two user can. That I think will be in 30 minutes video max. So that feature I will record a video tonight and will upload tomorrow morning. And for today I think that is enough. So we'll catch you up. Thank you for watching. We'll catch you up in another one. Till then, bye.